Raiders looking for a player who provides enough physicality to give us good runs, and who can bother Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. I already have an excellent defense, but not our cornerbacks who still need an adjustment. The player in question could represent an excellent correction to a problem which will be recurring this season. Coverage. If you want to receive information about what is happening with the Raiders, subscribe to the channel. There are a few things to like about the makeup of the 2024 Las Vegas Raiders roster. That's especially true on the defensive side of the ball. However, it would help if the Raiders added a free agent cornerback to fill out the roster before 2024 training camp. And the guy they need to target is former New York Giants cornerback Adoree Jackson. The 5'11", 185-pounder isn't a Pro Bowl caliber player, but he would be a nice addition to the Raiders roster. The current starters are Jack Jones and Nate Hobbs, with Brandon Fasison and Jacorian Bennett adding depth. Jackson compares favorably to this group. There is a connection between Jackson and Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, who ran the Giants defense with Jackson in the mix. That kind of knowledge, both for Jackson's system and for Jackson's Graham, can be of great value to a team's defense throughout the season. And if there's any doubt about the value of depth at the cornerback position in the AFC West, just name Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Yes, the Raiders' defensive backs will be busy for at least 4 of their division rivals' games. Jackson is not a world champion. He doesn't receive high grades from Pro Football Focus, 48.6 overall and just 45.6 in coverage. And he has just 4 interceptions in 7 years. However, he is physical enough to be a factor in the run game. PFF graded him at 59.9 in run defense, and he had more than 50 tackles in each of those 3 seasons with the Giants. He totaled 63 last season, his best tally since his first 2 years in the league. Additionally, his 14 games played were his highest total since 2018. The Raiders are reportedly high on 4th-round pick Decamerion Richardson. And why shouldn't they be? Richardson is a 6'3", 180-pound burner. He ran a 4.34 in the 40 at the NFL Combine. But the reason Richardson lasted until the 4th round is because he's not great in coverage. Jackson entered the league with a 4.42 time in the 40, but he covered receivers reasonably well enough to make a living in this game for 7 years. Maybe Jackson could take Richardson under his wing and teach him some of the nuances of the games. And maybe one day the Raiders will look brilliant for getting a bargain like Richardson. Jackson can still provide quality snaps on the edge, and if needed, he can add depth as a backup slot defender. This shows his overall value even more. According to PFF, he lined up for 115 slot snaps last season. It looks like the Raiders will have a hard time facing Kansas City or the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers in 2024. But if they're going to make noise, veterans will likely be a major reason why.